In this video of Node.js, we are going to cover another very important aspect of server-side scripting, that is state management. Whenever a communication takes place between the client and the web server, HTTP is the responsible protocol. But HTTP is a stateless protocol, so it is unable to carry the data whenever there is some change in the state of any particular page. Let's take an example. Like suppose one client make a request for a particular web form, and after getting it, it enters some data into it. But as soon as it will post the particular page on the server, the HTTP will not be able to carry that particular data, and after the round trip, user may lose all the data which he has entered in the form. So for stopping this type of problem, we have the concept of state management in almost all the web development technologies. Here in Node.js, we will implement this state management concept along with the Express framework. We will use some specific modules which will help us to make the different type of state management. Like here, we will take the state management into two major parts, that is the client side and the server side. In client-side state management, we will store the data on client's machine, and obviously in the server side, we will store that in the server machine. So for client side, it will be cookies which will do the things for us, and in the server side, we are going to use the sessions. So let's see practically how can we implement the cookies and sessions in our Node Express programming.
So in this implementation of cookies, you can see like I have added the cookie parser reference right here. So of course you will have to install it using npm command. And right after this, you can see in the middleware, I have included this cookie parser. So now by the time we'll start making the request from this application, the cookie parser will be activated. And as you can see here, when we will make a get request for the root directory, we are writing a cookie using response.cookie. And here the name of the cookie is my cookie. So whenever in the reference, whether you want to modify the data or remove it, you will have to use the same name. And this is the value here, like Tutorialspoint video tutorials. This is what I'll be writing on a cookie, and I'll send a message hi there to the user. And similarly, if I want to remove this cookie, I'll make a request to /remove path, and it will remove that particular cookie from the hard disk. As we discussed, like it will be stored somewhere in the hard drive, depends on a particular browser. So let's see the output now. And as you can see, server is already running. Let's open a browser to make a request. As you can see in the Google Chrome, I have removed all the cookies. That's why when I'll execute this program, I will only get one cookie. So it will not bring any confusion, as hi there is the message which I got here. And let's close this and reopen this one. You see, one cookie is there from the local host. When I'll click it, you can see the same name which we have created, the my cookie, and when I'll click it, Tutorialspoint video tutorials. That is what we have written in this cookie. And similarly, you can see the creation time and expiration time. Since I have not applied any expiry date and time, so it will behave like a session cookie. That means as soon as I'll close this browser, the session is ended and the cookie will be removed. If you want to put some expiration time, you can set the expires property where you can set the maximum age of a cookie in milliseconds. And here in this example, we are maintaining the sessions. Session internally use the cookies. So as you can see here itself, I have taken the cookie parser and session both. In session, we are using the express session. In the middleware, since before getting started with the session, make sure cookies are in action. So I have used the use method for cookie parser before the session. In the session, for encrypting the data which I want to store on the server side, I have used this secret key, save uninitialized to true. That means even if you will not make any changes to the session, it will get saved. If you want to work on the login sessions in which you want to put any data only when the login is done, you can make it false, so that if user is not logging in, this session will not be saved on the server side. And as I said, this secret key will be used to encrypt the data before getting stored. In the cookie section, you can see I have set the max age, that is 60,000 millisecond, that is 60 seconds means 1 minute. Similarly, you can set the maximum age for the cookies as well. Here I am implementing it along with the sessions. Now what I'm doing here is I'm using this session for counting the number of loads of a page on a particular session. So I have bound a variable called views. If this is not defined, in the else part we will define it and initialize it with 1 and will give you a message refresh page. When you will refresh the page for the next time, this get request will again work, and every time it will make an increment to this view. And here you can see I have printed the views and the maximum age in seconds. So let's see how this output will look like. Server is already running. Let's come to the browser now. So as here you are getting the message refresh page. When I will refresh, you can see views are getting incremented. Maximum age is 1 minute. That simply means after 1 minute, after 1 ideal minutes, when you will not do anything right here, this session will get expired. So when I will refresh it again after 1 minute, 1 minute is over now, you see again I'll get this message because that session is expired and a new session is now created. So this is how you can implement the cookies and sessions in your Node applications.